Hi everyone, this is Syrian Girl. While the world has been busy with coronavirus, Libya's civil war has continued to be waged. But it has largely been ignored by the mainstream media, which wants to maintain the illusion that the overthrow of Gaddafi was a great success. So, I'd like to put the spotlight back on it now. There are two sides fighting, mainly, composed of the GNA, which is the Al-Qaeda-linked government that was installed after Gaddafi's fall, and the LNA, backed by General Haftar, who is a secular nationalist but was against Gaddafi. Haftar's LNA forces have been winning. They have controlled most of Libya and are pushing to reunite the country. However, recently, Turkey and the US have been stepping in to rescue their Islamist regime led by Sarraj, which is unsurprising for them. Turkey's Erdogan has been flying in Al-Qaeda-linked Syrian militiamen from Idlib to Libya to act as a mercenary army. Meanwhile, European nations have been suffering from Sarraj's Islamist regime, which has been smuggling refugees from all over Africa into Europe. This is even while Europe is paying Sarraj's Coast Guard, yet they continue to take that money and let the refugees through. Of course, this is because the Coast Guard is composed of the Islamist militias that fought Gaddafi. On the other hand, Haftar's forces have been able to control their side of the Libyan coast. Haftar has become more and more popular with Libya's people, who miss the previous government and see in him sort of a resurgence of secularism. In order to get a statistical gauge of this popularity, Russian sociologist Maxim Shugaley and his interpreter Samir Hassan Seifan went to Libya on a work visa in March 2019 to conduct a study on Libyan public opinion. The results of the study showed that Haftar's forces were more popular even in the areas controlled by the Sarraj government. Obviously, the Sarraj government wasn't happy about this. So, with the help of the CIA, the two men were taken prisoner in an attempt to keep the results hidden. They were also accused of working for a Russian troll farm seeking to influence elections, which is a ridiculous accusation since there were no elections even being held at that time, and which is an accusation that was basically copied of Nancy Pelosi and Clinton supporters who say Trump only won his elections because of Russian interference. Of course, that has proved to be completely false, and there's never been any evidence that has been brought forward to support this. That hasn't stopped the media from continuing to make these claims though. This story, by Foreign Policy, uses the claim that Russia interfered with the US elections as evidence against these men, as if it is a known thing that everyone accepts. The fate of these two men has been largely ignored by the mainstream media, except for a few stories which continue to level the accusation that they were trolls. Have you ever heard of being tortured in prison for an entire year for being a troll? I was once accused of being a Russian troll. Imagine how the Western media would react if one of the writers or researchers for one of their pro-war think tanks was imprisoned while conducting a study for election interference. Bernard Henry Levy, perhaps? The fact is, these men are being used as political bargaining chips by Turkey's Erdogan to pressure Russia in Syria. While the mainstream media has condemned these two civilian men to being tortured by Islamists, a movie is being produced to bring attention to their plight. It's an action blockbuster with high production value produced by Russia.
Shugaley is sentenced to execution. I hope it will end soon, and the Libyan National Army will throw this scum out of Tripoli.
Kill your friend.
It's nice to see something that isn't produced by the rapists at Hollywood for a change. And the website seems to be able to tell us when it's going to be released. So when that happens, perhaps we can have a watch party and watch it and comment on it together, since we're all under quarantine anyway. If you can, please spread the word about the plight of these two men. It seems like their fate is quite unpleasant at the moment. I'll link the information about the movie below. Please subscribe and don't forget to bell me if you can.